Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for war number 9 of season 45. Today we have a matchup against Nefty. Never played this alliance before. We're currently sitting in the number 2 spot again, needing a win to maintain our ranking on the podium. Team today going in with Sandman, Carl returning to action, and my fresh rank 5 Nimrod also coming to war today. We're going to be starting out on Hazard Shift and then staying on Hazard Shift, and then the mini boss, wouldn't you know it, is a Hazard Shift mini. So we have a Weapon X here, popular placement. Haven't seen this specific fight in a while. Ended up taking my Nimrod to rank 5. We had a war a couple wars ago where I had to fight an Ascended Weapon X with my rank 4, and the firepower just wasn't there. So I had a few catalysts laying around. Nimrod just made sense here. So strategy for this fight, just parry a lot during the Incinerate phase, and then attack during the Poison phase. I thought I had the Special 2 ready, so a bit of a mistake on my part there. The SP2 probably would have killed him there. Instead, I had to take a little bit more damage, and the fight takes a few seconds longer. But otherwise, Nimrod, a massive tank, and no worries there. Alright, moving on, we have a long shot here on node 18. Going here with Sandman. Longshot is tactic, but so is Sandman. So we can basically ignore the Hazard Shift node because he's immune to poison, and the Incinerates are going to essentially do no damage here as long as we keep enough debuffs on him. So this fight takes a little bit longer. I'm mindful of the fact that Longshot's ability accuracy increase means that he is going to go unstoppable a lot more often than a normal champ would as a tactic defender. So keeping those decelerates up, keeping a slow active on him at all times is very important. The other thing that kind of works against me, as you can see here, I spend the almost my entire heavy burst phase with him in the indestructible buff, so I really waste a lot of my burst damage there. You can see me, I'm just kind of blocking the special ones. I really don't want to trigger Dex unless I absolutely have to here. And then we're basically just using these special 2s for our damage. I really feel like I should have played this a lot differently. I should have gotten up to like a bar of power here, and then just like waited out the indestructible, and then started doing my burst phase, because this is like really doing nothing. Like, it's giving me the heavy proficiency passives, but you know, I'm only getting like 2 good heavy bursts in. Nevertheless, we are going to get him down regardless here. So again, right back into the special 2, and the power focus 1 here is actually pretty helpful because it's very unlikely that he's going to get to that special 2, and the special 1 is an easy dex anyway. So I think right here we go from the striker into another combo. I probably should have done another heavy there. I don't really know what my thinking was there. He was a little bit passive on the heavy charge, which is fine. One more heavy burst does the trick. Moving on, we have a Nova here up in section 2 on node 27. Going to use Carl in Uru form to get the immunity to both shock and bleed. I also could have used Sandman here, but I brought Carl because I really wanted to kind of spread out the fights, and you'll see why in a second here. The next fight I have to use quite a few potions on, so saving that potions by bringing Carl specifically for this fight ended up being like a really good call. So with Nova, you don't want to use any of your special attacks to refine with Carl because the unblockable nature of those special attacks will fully ramp Nova, and you really want to avoid that if you can. So refining via the special 3 is the way to go here. Your form will be paused a lot from the Hazard Shift node, so no worries there. And of course, every time a buff ends on either champion, you're going to have your form paused too. So we're baiting out the special 2. Power focus 2 doesn't really bother me here. The special 2 is a pretty easy dex. And we're just sticking to special 3s only. We'll get that nice cruelty passive there, so our damage is skyrocketing now. You can see we're getting just 10k physical bursts on our basic attacks, and won't even need to get to another special 3. One more combo and an extra hit on top of that does the trick. Alright, moving on now, we have a Clairvoyant here on 36. So I fought a Clairvoyant earlier in the season, and she pulled the same sort of shenanigans that she does here. So she triggers the Unstoppable from the tactic on like the first 3 dexes that I do here. So there's the first one right there. So I'm already taking a combo to the face, and I can't parry stun her. She triggers it again right here. So I launch my special attack into her block. I'm getting just absolutely pounded in the corner here. She triggers it a 3rd time here, and now like I'm trying not to panic, but I am close to death here. So finally I managed to get a combo in. I get a special attack off to get back some of that health from Adrenaline. And since she's in the Incinerate phase, we will heal via Willpower and a Tactic from a Special 1 or a Heavy Attack, so no worries there. We're using Special 1s really to combat her power gain. Since we are immune to like everything from Hazard Shift, she gains extra power whenever we hit into her, and would trigger Hazard Shift, so we want to keep that power gain in check. We get a couple nice heavy bursts off here, 3 heavies, and now we're in much more control of this fight here. We special intercept with the Special 1. Again, our Petrifies are putting in a lot of good work here. And then one more heavy... She full combos into my block, which is fine. And then a couple hits after that. So pretty dangerous fight, but we got through it without panicking, without dying. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Hazard Shift Gore. Now with Sandman on this node, you aren't Incinerate immune, so keeping your debuffs up is the only way that you're going to be able to avoid taking a lot of damage from Incinerate. So to that point, you saw me use an Advanced Power Boost just to get a Special 1 off right away. That's going to give us enough Petrified debuffs to last until he switches over to the Poison mode, and we are immune to the Poison, so no worries there. Again, we can safely block the Special 2 in this fight because we are immune to all of Gore's natural debuff types, so no worries there. Or we can just bait out the Special 1, trying to stay as aggressive as possible. Again, you know, we want to spam Special 1 in this fight against any Gore, really, with Sandman, because the heal reversal is going to be a large portion of your damage here. So spamming Special 1s, keeping those Petrifies up, is going to be the way to go. You saw me taking a little bit of Incinerate damage anyway. Might have been from the Despair Mastery. I'm not really sure why the tactic wasn't really working there, but either way, we'll get through this pretty much without issue. Baiting out the Special 1s, no problem. I think we do bait out a Special 2 at some point in this fight. I think I just go for it right here. So fire off another Special 1. Heal Reversal putting in some decent work here, and then he is nice enough to throw the Special 2 right away into our block, so I don't have to risk getting caught by it on the dash back. And yeah, he's being very cooperative here, so I know a bit of a longer fight. There's faster ways that you can do a fight like this. Probably with like Kushala would be much faster than using Sandman, but Sandman is very effective here. He would not play into my heavy there, unfortunately, and I lost all of my resistance up, so tried to get a little bit fancy and do like, you know, finish him off with a Sandman heavy burst or two. He was not having it, so we'll just stick to my original plan with using Heal Reversal, and down he goes. So yeah, so other than almost dying to that Clairvoyant, another Clairvoyant this season, pretty solid war for me. 5 kills, 0 deaths. Unfortunately, we could not hold on. We had a couple of really early deaths that kind of put us in a hole here. We ended up losing like 4-3, so it was really close. Shout out to Nefty. I think this probably swaps our positions here, and they're probably up in the podium on number 2, number 3 now. So got to win a couple more to hopefully get back up there with a 6-3 record. 1 win is probably going to guarantee us Masters. We'll probably need 8 wins total to guarantee top 10 this season. So looking for a couple more wins out of the last 3 wars. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.